Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the CRNA Club podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you are listening on your favorite podcast platform, go ahead and follow us and leave us a review. I read every single one of them, and it always makes me so excited to hear your feedback. If we haven't met yet, my name is Sachi. I'm a CRNA and educator, and I create helpful tools and resources to support you on your CRNA school journey. If you haven't already checked out our website, go ahead and do it. We have a ton of free resources and downloads and swipe files there for you as well. It's the crnaclub.com/resources. We also have a $27 school database that is our most popular product, and a shop that has resume templates and essay workbooks and all sorts of goodies. I'll link the shop below as well. Today, we are talking about a very critical part of your application. That is your essay. And here's the first thing you need to know is that your essay is going to likely take you 3 times longer to write than you think. And it's even more important than ever because all programs are doctorate level. This means you're going to be expected to do research, complete a DNP project, and your writing ability is being judged more than ever. In the past, you would just whip out your personal essay. It was more of a formality. It was a box to check. Now, the essay plays a much bigger role, and you should not neglect it. Some programs might not even look at your resume if they're not impressed by your essay. So please do not underestimate the importance of putting some effort into your personal statement. So today we're going to be discussing some tips to help you write an essay that just knocks it out of the park. The first thing I want to talk about is the art and power of storytelling. The personal statement, it's meant to be personal. It tells us who you are and what makes you an outstanding applicant. Your resume is more of a factual document. And, the personal statement, on the other hand, it gives you this room to be a little more personal and see your personality come through. Admissions committees can get a sense of who you are based on the stories you tell, your writing style, and your tone. Your essay can truly set you apart in this sea of sameness of similar applicants with good grades, extracurricular activities, leadership skills, lots of shadowing experience, yada, 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 right? Essentially, the essay is going to showcase what makes you unique. One of the most powerful things you can do is tell a story. And of course, a story needs to have a purpose. The story needs to be true. It needs to be well written, and it needs to be captivating for your audience. Starting your essay with a story can be a great way to just grab the reader's attention right away and entice them to keep reading and make them want to invite you for an interview. However, it is important to use this thing we call storytelling with a purpose, right? Ask yourself, am I just telling a story for the sake of telling the story because I think it's a cool story and it kind of, paints me in this picture? Or is there a reason or a theme for you bringing this up, right? Make sure your story connects with the essay prompt. Overall, storytelling can be a very powerful way to engage your reader and make them want to invite you for that interview. The next tip I have is please answer the prompt exactly. It is crucial that you answer exactly what the essay prompt is asking for. You might have amazing things to tell the admissions committee about your preparation for CRNA school, why you want to go there. But if the essay question asks you, why are you pursuing a doctorate degree in the field of anesthesia? You're not really answering the prompt if you're talking about all of your previous accolades and everything you've done, right? So before you start writing, I really challenge you to truly sit down and identify what the essay question is asking and making sure you're addressing that specific question. This is why I advise against writing a broad essay that you think you can tweak for multiple programs. Schools are going to likely ask you very different questions. Yes, if 2 schools have the same prompt, like why do you want to become a CRNA, that might work in that situation. But really, one school might ask you about preparing for graduate school. Another might ask you why you want to become a CRNA. And a third might ask you, how does a doctorate degree in anesthesia help you achieve your professional goals? These are all very different questions, so you need to be sure that you are answering the exact prompt. All right, the next tip I have for you regarding your essay is avoid repetition and highlight your uniqueness. Your personal statement shouldn't be a verbatim repeat of your resume. The admissions committee probably has already seen that. The essay should be a captivating piece of writing that showcases further insights into who you are as an individual. Here, you can dive into specifics, maybe talk about why you had a lower GPA, perhaps you had a previous degree, and use this essay space to address any concerns that you think they might have. This is your opportunity to grab the bull by the horns, so to speak, and explain any extenuating circumstances that you want them to know about. All right, the next tip I have regarding your essay is getting feedback and undergoing multiple iterations. Now, it's incredibly important to have multiple people read your essay and provide you with feedback. Ask professors, family members, friends for input. And here are some questions to consider. What stands out to you when you read my essay? What do you think the essay prompt was? Without telling them the prompt. Can you identify any key characteristics of myself that you think I missed in my essay? Give yourself time to go through multiple iterations of this personal statement. I cannot say that enough. It can take weeks to perfect, and the effort, I promise you, is truly worth it. I have never read an essay that felt perfect on the first read. Typically, we go through at least 2 or 3 edits with our students to ensure that it is really an effective and powerful and resonating essay. The next tip I have is to avoid controversial subjects. It is best to avoid anything like religion, politics, because you don't know who your reader is. Now, there might be some exceptions, like maybe you're applying to a religious program that might ask you religious questions. But for the most part, you don't know your reader's biases, political stances, or religious views. So when in doubt, leave it out. The next tip is thinking from the school's perspective. So consider your personal statement from the reader, from the faculty member, from the program director, right? They want applicants who add a unique element to the cohort and represent their school well. So make sure your essay clearly demonstrates that you're a value add to this cohort, not a liability, rather an asset. Highlight what makes you unique and what experience you bring to the table, right? The essay is one of the most important pieces of your application, and it is one of the things that we focus the most on in our accelerator programs. And I do have an exciting announcement to make. We are currently enrolling for our accelerator program. This really is meant to take you from the planning and applying to the interviewing, straight to the acceptance process in a very streamlined step-by-step way. And when it comes to your essay, the essay is a really big piece of what we talk about in the program. We have Dr. Diane Katie. She is a developmental editor, and she holds office hours every month where you can come and bring your essay prompts and brainstorm with her. We also have lectures by faculty member Professor Temmermund, who does a really good series on writing and what to include in your essay, and even talking about ideas for your DMP project. We have lectures on the political side of what it means to be our CRNA, and a lot of you are going to get some of those questions that are going to need you to address. What are you going to do with this advanced practice degree? How are you going to be contributing to the profession? How is getting a doctorate degree in anesthesia going to help you achieve your professional goals? And a lot of that political stuff can come into play with the answers here. So our accelerator program, I think we're open doors for another couple days here. Make sure you go and check that out. I will leave the link below. But essentially, we're running a really big special for this round. You get Nick McGowan's Critical Care Academy CCRN review course completely free included, and that is a bonus that is only going to be live for this round. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and shoot me a DM. Email me at hello@thecrnaclub.com. I am available to answer questions. But if you're listening to this live, go ahead and check out the link below. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we will see you on the next episode.